Alright guys, welcome back. Let's get started. Make sure that you have glued in your notes from yesterday into your journal. Make sure you've put the title, the date, and the page on there. We're going to finish up the notes from yesterday so that you're ready to go for the next concept. So mine's on page 16, so I'm just going to go ahead and flip to page 16. We did the front of this yesterday, so let's go ahead and get started on the inside. Systems of equations, writing the linear equations for them is the exact same, which is going to be the process repeated twice. The first thing you want to know is what the solution is. The solution just means where they cross. So for us, it's a point. If you need to write down for yourself, that solution is where they cross. That's totally fine. Remember, it's always going to be x and y. We're going to go to this point and go straight down. That's at 4. Go to the point where they're crossing and go straight over. That's at 2. If you get confused on x and y, it's always labeled. The x-axis is the horizontal one. Just go straight down. We're at 4. That's the x. Boom. Now we're just going to do the same thing we did yesterday. We're going to find the y-intercept, the slope, and then the equation. The y-intercept, the slope, and then the equation. Just to make it a little bit easier to follow, I'm going to make the top line orange. So my y-intercept is 4. Now I like to say plus 4. It'll help me on the last step of my equation. Now there's a lot of different ways we could do slope. I always go for my y-intercept and I go the least number of squares necessary, like as little as possible. Be lazy. 1 on this side, 2 on this side. Remember, it's always rise over run. So it's going to be 1 over 2, and this is downhill, so it's negative. If you're not sure, just draw yourself Mr. Zoltman. Downhill, negative. And then make sure that we write down our slope, then the x, and the y-intercept. We're done with the orange line. Now we're going to do the bottom line. I'm going to make it yellow because that's what I have on hand. Y-intercept, it's 3, but it's a negative 3. Make sure you have that negative in there. I like to leave a little space so that I can put the symbol for the slope. It just makes it a little bit easier for me. Now what I'm doing is I'm starting at that 3. That's not a good point. I'm just looking for the next good point, and the next good one is actually the intersection point. And then again, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm getting 5 on top, 4 on the bottom, and this is uphill, so it's a positive. So I'm getting 5 over 4, x minus 3. And I have my 2 equations. That's it. Now let's just double check that we know how to check our work. There's 2 ways to check our work. Way number 1 is we're going to put it in the calculator, and we're going to use menu 3-2 and make sure that the solution matches. Way number 2 is we're going to put it in the graph. We're going to use menu 3-1, and we're going to check 2 points for each line. Now there's a trick to this. I can check 2 points on this line and 2 points on this line, but that'd be 4 points. If I pick one of my points to be where they cross, that's the easiest one, because now I can do the y-intercepts. 1, 2, 3 points. I can just do 3 points instead of having to do 4. So I'm going to just show you how to do that really quickly. I'm going to go to my scratch pad. I'm going to actually start with the calculator version first. Menu 3-2. Just remember, just press enter. I'm going to put in this equation. Y equals control divide negative. I'm using the white negative under the 3. I'm using this negative, not the subtraction sign. Negative 1 over 2, and then we need x plus 4. Then for this one I need y equals control divide 5 over 4 x minus 3. Press enter. I got 4, 2, which is my solution. That's the same thing, so I'm good to go. Now I'm going to go back over to my graph in the scratch pad. I'm going to press control and an arrow, and it'll actually get me right over to the graph, and I don't have to go back to the home screen. And that's how you can go through tabs a little quicker. Menu 3, 1 to do this. Now remember, f of x is the same thing as y. So I'm going to do negative 1 over 2. Again, whenever it's a negative, I'm using the white negative. Can't really see what I'm pointing at. This one's the negative, this one's subtract. So negative 1 over 2. Make sure the x is next to it and not with the 2. Plus 4. Press enter, otherwise it will not graph. Menu 3, 1. Control divide 5 over 4. X subtract 3, press enter. Ta-da! Now it looks the same, but the way to check is always menu 5, 1. My y-intercept is at 4. That's good. Now if I arrow to the side, it's going to slide along that blue line. But if I press the down arrow, it switches what functions it's at. So now I'm at negative 3. That's the y-intercept for this one, so that's great. And then I want to know what's at, if at 4 it's at 2, so the easy way to do it is just type in the number 4, press enter, boom. All 3 points are there, so we've checked. It's good to go. Now we're just going to knock out these last few problems. Make sure we have an example for each one. So again, I need my y-intercept, my slope, and then my equation. Go ahead and fill in what you can do. I'm going to give you a minute to try. I'm hoping that you are able to get, at the very least, your y-intercept, 3. Then for your slope, I'm hoping you saw this triangle. You could have also drawn the triangle underneath. Does not matter. Could have drawn a bigger triangle. What matters is that you label the sides. This is 1 up, so that's your rise of 1, 3 over, and it's a positive slope. And this is also a positive 3 intercept. So y equals 1/3 x plus 3. Let's try the yellow line. Again, the y-intercept is going to be negative 3. My slope, what I'm looking for is a perfect point. I don't know if you can tell on the screen, but you should be able to see on your paper. That's not going through perfectly, and it doesn't go through perfectly till right there. So I have a big old fat triangle. And that's positive slope. It's going up 7 and over 3. And now I just write my equation. 7 over 3x minus 3. Oh, I forgot to do something, but I'm going to show you right now. I'm going to go back to menu 3, 2 in my calculator. I'm going to put in my equation. Y equals control divide 1 over 3 x plus 3. Y equals 7 over 3 x minus 3. Oh, I did a 2 instead of a 3. and then I press enter. 3, 4. Hey, look, that's where they cross, but I forgot to write it down. This is a key part of the answer. You have to write where they cross. 3, 4. The order matters. X has to be first, then the Y. Okay, really simple. Do these cross? They don't. They're parallel. It's no solution. And please write that they're parallel. And parallel should automatically trigger same slope in your brain. So let's go. I need to find my intercept. I need to find my slope. I need my equation. Intercept, slope, equation. Intercept on the orange line, +4. Intercept on the yellow line, -3. Slope, I'm using this 4. Nope, 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 yup. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. I've got up 2 over 3. That's downhill, so it's a negative. So y equals -2 over 3x plus 4. Now this slope should be the same, but we need to make sure. If they're not the same, that means that they're not parallel and that they'd actually cross. I'm getting 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Yep, I'm getting a -2 over 3. Don't forget their x. And this one's going to be subtract 3. Last one, I bet you could do it by yourself. B equals M equals Y equals. Y-intercept is 3. Y-intercept on the yellow one is -1. Slope, ooh, that's ugly. I'm gonna go this way. I just draw my triangle whatever way it's not gonna get in, not gonna interfere with the other line. So I'm getting 1 here, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm getting rise of 1, run of 4, and it's negative because it's going downhill from left to right. Y equals -1 over 4x plus 3. Okay, then the yellow one. That's not very pretty, is it? Just gonna have to go with it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. I'm getting a run of 3, rise of 3, run of 4, and it's uphill from left to right, so it's positive. 3 over 4x minus 1. And that's it. Good luck, guys. Your paper today is due at the end of class. If you need more time, you can take it home for homework, but we have a new thing tomorrow, so let's make sure we stay right on it. Thanks, guys.